Hi everybody, I'm Angela Hart and welcome to Heart of New York. We've recently changed our name and format for the show. We're now focusing on New York events, community activities, and friendly faces from our neighborhood. Now we're going to introduce the various guests. On my left is Chris Williams. He's very well known in our community. Chris, please tell everybody what you're up to these days with the Boy Scouts, the Rotary, and everything else you do. That's wonderful.
Hi, my name is Chris Williams. I'm the owner of Williams Eyeworks, eyeglasses on Victory Boulevard. I like to be active in a lot of things. My main activity is Boy Scouts. I'm the Staten Island Boy Scout Council president. I do get involved in a lot of other things. Those other things normally come from supporting other people, and they need support. So when I'm involved with things larger than Boy Scouts, it's usually by helping a friend. Me and Charlie overlap quite a bit.
Thank you for coming on, Chris. We're going to speak about the Victory Boulevard Merchants Association in a little while. Both Charlie and Chris are members of that, and they'll speak to that in just a minute, as are Loretta and Michael, and we'll introduce everybody. But for now, we're just learning about who they are and what they're doing in the community. So please share with us, Charlie, what you're up to and the name of your company.
Sure. Charles D. Bartolo, Better BizWorks, web and app design and internet marketing. I'm involved with the Rotary, president-elect for the North Shore Rotary on Staten Island. I'm also involved in Boy Scouts, not as much as Chris, but I am involved in Boy Scouts. And just in helping the community, and the Victory Boulevard Merchants Association is one of those ways that I try and help the community.
Great. We're going to ask you more about that and the upcoming events as well. Loretta, please introduce yourself and tell the people what you're involved with in our community here on Staten Island.
My name's Loretta Caldwell. I'm the Executive Director of the Staten Island Business Outreach Center in the Forest Avenue Business Improvement District. And the main purpose of the Staten Island Business Outreach Center, which is a community-based organization, nonprofit, we assist small businesses with any needs they have, from startup to growing, marketing needs, technology, assistance with classes, seminars, everything that a small business may need.
That's excellent. And are there fees for this service?
This is all free.
We're going to learn more about that in just a little bit. Michael, please introduce yourself to the camera, to the audience.
Thank you for having me, Angela. My name is Michael Morell. I'm president of the Westerly Improvement Society. We're the civic association that represents the Westerly community. We have about 600 members, and our society abuts the area of the Victory Boulevard Merchants Group on Victory Boulevard, and our focus is to see that group thrive. We'd like to make sure that the commercial area that is in the Victory Boulevard vicinity is a prosperous one. So that's why we are involved with the association.
So since we're speaking about the Victory Boulevard Merchants Association, I'd like to ask Chris Williams to tell us how it got started. I think you were the brains behind it, the initiator?
The last time I was the first president of the association, but it really goes back way further than that. I'm in business on Victory Boulevard for 21 years, and it goes further back than that. The last time there was a very formal and very robust one all the way back in the 70s. They had parades, et cetera, et cetera. Then that kind of went away.
Now you have very committed members.
But then again,
so how did that happen?
About 2 years ago, with the help of our councilman, mainly was
Steve Matteo, yes.
Steve Matteo, the borough president, gave us some funds to get it going so we could show our neighbors the value of the association, put up the Christmas lights, have the street cleaning, et cetera. And that's pretty much where we're up to now. Anthony from Alfonso's Bakery and Jimmy the jeweler are our current presidents. And we're trugging along, trying to make Victory Boulevard a more vibrant, better place to shop.
And cleaner. It looks really
much cleaner.
Very attractive. Tell the viewers some of the events that you've had over the past year or two.
We've had the restaurant crawl. We've had the Halloween event.
What was involved with that? I heard good things about it. I wasn't able to make it that
you
day.
buy a ticket for a $15, $20 fee, and then most of the restaurants along the strip give you a sample or a very great discounted product, and you walk up and down Victory Boulevard and try all the wonderful restaurants.
And what did you give away for your optical
I
store?
stood out in front of my store and gave away sunglasses and lens cleaner and such like that.
Oh, that's great. See good. What is your slogan?
That's a while ago.
What is it again?
When you see good, we look good.
I love that. Who came up with that?
I did.
What a great slogan, right, Charlie? You're a marketing expert, right?
Yep,
Isn't that? Did you help him with that? Oh, he came
No,
up with it.
no, he did that on his own.
I tell you, I love it. I love playing with words. So tell me, Charlie, what has your involvement been with the VBMA?
Well, we tried to, again, I kind of joined in and tried to help out a few years ago, and as Steve Matteo helped us with some funding, we decided to get some things going And it started with the Christmas lights and a spring cleanup and you know, just sweeping of the area. And it's contagious, because what happens is people then start to care a little bit more for their business and do things. And we came up with a couple of events. We have a Halloween event.
Tell us about that.
Well, we just offer a candy to the kids. We give it out. The merchants put out things. We have a little Halloween theme. And the kids enjoy coming out in costume with their parents and go up and down the block, and everybody gets to meet the merchants and get a little bit of candy and some treats. Some of the merchants come out and offer things. They put out tables, and it's a good event. The restaurant stroll, I think, is the one that consumers enjoy most, because we get 12 to 15 restaurants. They all put out samples. People go up and down from Schaefer's all the way up to the end of Jewett Avenue there, and we have a lot of restaurants that give some great food, and people stop at some of the bars also, and they have a good time. And it becomes a really nice event where everybody gets involved, and we're doing one on June 4th. We're looking forward to it.
That's
From
restaurant
12
crawl?
to 3, a restaurant stroll. And we're getting the restaurants involved now, so I don't have all the names of the restaurants, but it will be a good one.
Well, I heard that Waterfalls put out a huge spread.
Yeah, and they will be
the last
involved. There's many restaurants that'll be involved. There's a few new ones. So we have all different ethnic restaurants on Victory Boulevard, and people need to get to know about it. So this is a great way. The merchants will also be putting out tables. So you'll get to know all the shopkeepers up and down Victory Boulevard, and they'll probably have little giveaways and things that they'll have. But it's just a great way to meet everybody in the neighborhood. And last year, at least 1,000 people came out, and this year
Wow.
we're expecting more. So we sold over 600 to 800 tickets last year. This year,
Oh, that's
we expect to
excellent.
sell more, and were people that just came out to see what it was about. This year, we're really expecting a lot of people.
Repeat business.
Yes.
Now, what about the website? I understand that you designed that.
I designed the website, yes.
And so what is the website address so that
That
people...
is Victory BLVD Boulevard Merchants Association.com. And you can go there and learn more about the restaurant stroll. We have a tree lighting every year. We have the Halloween event. There are all different events that we do. And we also have a Facebook page that they can go to and find out what's going on in the neighborhood.
Oh, good. And then we're going to come back to you in a minute so you can tell us about some possible mobile apps.
Sure.
What might be going on with that. So, Loretta, tell us more about your organization. How did you get involved with it?
With my organization, well, I lived in the community. I wanted to work with small businesses in some way, so our organization was originally called West Brighton Local Development Corporation for 35 years, but our services are really for Staten Island wide, so we wanted to, in this day of technology, be accurate when people are trying to find our services. So we did a DBA a year ago to Staten Island Business Outreach Center. I got involved so I could help. I found real joy in helping the small businesses, seeing them thrive, especially in my own community. But I just didn't want it for one community. I wanted it for many communities, because I'm born and raised on Staten Island, so I want to see small businesses really grow and become strong on Staten Island, because we all know that old term that small businesses are the backbone of society.
For sure.
And they are. When I work with these small businesses and to see the way they give back to our community, it's amazing. And so anything we can do to assist them, even from starting a business, it's so gratifying to see them start and then start to grow, and some of them become very successful. And anything that we can do to help that is it's just gratifying.
This is great. So you work with the local politicians as well as the police department, the sanitation. Which groups do you coordinate these efforts with?
We have relationships with from the politicians to agencies to the PD, because this way we can help when their small businesses have issues. We can reach out to them for the help because we have that connection, that relationship, where a small business on his own may not be able to reach out. So if they're having a problem,
They don't know where to start.
with Department of Health, so they call us and we see, well, how can we help them resolve that issue? We'll reach out to an agency that will reach out to the small business to help resolve whatever the issue is.
So you cover all of Staten Island now.
Yes, we do.
And the Victory Boulevard Merchants Association, Chris, goes from which streets to which streets?
We originally started to organize from Manor Road to Jewett Avenue. We expanded a little beyond that to
You have?
include Schaefer's and and we'll see where it goes in the future.
So it could conceptually grow longer and longer.
Ideally,
the
I would love
boulevard,
to
I'm
see
saying
from
wide.
from St. Teresa's to 7-Eleven would be my vision.
Great, so you're working on that?
Slowly.
So, yeah, one step at a time, all right?
It sounds like a song, one step over the line. And Mike, tell us
Yes.
what's going on some more with you. Oh, first, I'm sorry, Loretta, let me ask
Okay.
you, how does your service reach and services parallel the SIEDC, of which I'm not as familiar? Are they similar services? Do you work hand in hand? Are they two separate entities that may or may not work together?
Well,
Or-
I think one of the things we have that I'm not sure that they have is we have one-on-one business counseling where people come in and sit down with our business development specialists to help them start. I'm not sure if that's something they have at SIEDC. I'm
Yeah,
not
no.
quite sure. So I think
I
that's
would categorize it as much different organizations.
right. It's very different, and we deal with the real small mom and pop. I think
And the
I
smaller
don't want to
issues that come up maybe?
Yeah, I don't want to misspeak, but I think SIEDC is really looking to see how to grow our have economic development really grow on Staten
Well,
Island.
the-
But Chris may be
Well,
able
the
to speak
EDC
to that.
of any borough, you have the
Right.
New York EDC, then every borough has an EDC. They're looking to improve the larger economic development on Staten Island. Not that they don't help small businesses stuff,
Right.
but they're looking
So
to
more global in
more
nature.
global. The light rail along the West
Right.
West Shore. They've been working on that for years, such like that.
And
And
so-
then they solicit the businesses to help them achieve those goals, really, because as a member of the EDC, why do I care about that? Because if they could get these things done, it brings so much prosperity to my neighborhood.
Yes, and tell the viewers what you're doing for SIEDC. That's another group that you're involved with. And
Yeah,
volunteer your
Staten Island
time.
EDC. What do I do at the Staten Island EDC? And Jody, I hope you listen. Whatever Jody tells me.
It's very amenable to pleasing people. But seriously, you've been an ambassador, I think?
I'm an ambassador. I think I'm a cabinet member and then an ambassador currently.
And what does that mean as being an ambassador? What is your job to do for the
Well,
businesses?
every year you get a different ambassadorship. My favorite ambassadorship was I was the ambassador to the 40 Under 40 Club a few years ago. So that means I'm the only guy over 40 allowed in the room.
Okay.
So you had 40 guys and girls that had new businesses or relatively young businesses, and
You counsel them? Or
somewhat, organize meetings. You have a really networking group that you make sure they have meetings regularly and offer them any advice they want to take, which will get me on a tangent there, which biggest message I tried to get to them during that time was one thing that will happen to you as your business grows is people will come along and try to give you opportunity. What they call opportunity is steal your equity. Don't be quick to take the money.
I feel like I'm on the Shark Tank.
Well, Shark Tank is a perfect example of it, in my opinion.
Okay. Tell us more. Tell us more.
Well, let your business grow. Reap the fruit yourself as it grows. Don't let someone come along and say, "Oh, I'll help you buy a building. I'll help you this." You just give me 40% of everything you worked for up to now.
Did people try to do that with you when you
Oh,
started?
absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely. As soon as you start having any success, the people that want to take your equity will show up.
Very good advice for young entrepreneurs. I wasn't aware of that. Wow. So thank you for explaining the difference between SIEDC and the
Staten Island Business Outreach Center.
SIBOC.
Well, Staten Island-
SIBOC, yes.
otherwise known as SIBOC.
Right.
Let's talk about the Westerly Improvement District, Michael. How did it get started way back when? I think that's a fascinating story to share with the
It
viewers.
is very fascinating. We're the